Hello everyone and welcome to Galaxy 89 Cars. Today, thanks to EVHire, I'm bringing you an in-depth tour of the impressive Tesla Model S P100D with Ludicrous mode. EVHire have this car and Model X P100D with Ludicrous mode for personal drive hire, so please use the link in my description to contact them directly with any inquiries. The Model S, which was first introduced in 2012, was Tesla's second car after the Roadster, a car that split opinion. The Model S was the company's first real production vehicle, and thanks to its slick design by a former Mazda employee and promise of impressive technical highlights, sales reached 150,000 just a few years after it was unveiled. This is an impressive feat for a relatively new electric car company. What is also impressive is the way the vehicle receives over-the-air software updates that are in constant development by Tesla. It is the first mass-production electric car to have a range of over 300 miles, 391 in the standard P100D, and held the title of being the world's fastest accelerating car. At the time of publishing, it has now been beaten by the Rimac Concept 1. This high-specification P100D with Ludicrous is powered by a 100 kW electric battery that, in this model, has a max range of 381 miles. The lesser models can come with a single-motor rear-wheel drive setup, but do have the option for dual all-wheel drive. However, this P100D Ludicrous performance spec comes standard with dual-motor all-wheel drive. With an electric motor in the front and rear, the car is able to digitally assess and control torque to each axle for improved stability and traction. I couldn't find official output figures, however, Road and Track put one of these on a dyno and found it produced 588 brake horsepower and a staggering 920 pounds-feet of torque from a rolling start. Considering the added variable of the car's weight, 1961 pounds or 2090 kilograms, it makes these performance figures even more impressive. These impressive figures produce a record-breaking 0 to 62 mph or 100 km/h time of 2.5 seconds and a limited top speed of 155 mph. Here, the car sits on front and back 19-inch silver slipstream alloy wheels, although it is also possible to choose 21-inch alloys. It comes with smart air suspension that is linked to the car's GPS to provide automatic ride height adjustment from 4.6 inches or 11.6 centimeters to 6.3 inches or 16 centimeters. Stopping power for the impressive performance is provided by 4 performance anti-lock discs. Now we've finished the model overview, let's start the exterior in-depth tour from front to back. The car is constructed largely from aluminium, with steel rail reinforced aluminium pillars on each side for added safety. The noticeable omission of a large front air intake is a characteristic aesthetic in Teslas. However, there is a slim air intake below for the radiators, as a 100 kW battery and 2 motors can generate a lot of heat. Below in the front bumper sits one of the car's sensor and sonar arrays. On each side there are smaller sections surrounded by sweeping lines and chromed slats. On the far edge are further lights and indicators. Above is another air intake with the LED day running lights and adaptive headlights above. These are comprised of 14 lights that can turn in 3 positions for active illumination around corners. The large bonnet is smooth and sleek and features sweeping lines on each side. Moving down to the side of the car, the first thing we encounter are the rear-facing cameras, one on each side that assist the car's autonomous driving and active safety functions. Next are the auto-dimming and electrically adjustable and foldable wing mirrors, which add subtle angles to an otherwise smooth aesthetic. 2 roof options can be specified, this glass option with retractable sunroof, or a standard glass roof. These features further the light and airy ambiance that is becoming characteristic of Tesla. Moving back down to the side, we find the integrated door handles. These have less functionality than those found in the Model X, but they do pop out when the key comes closer and recede when it moves away or the car is locked. Above on the central pillar is a forward-facing camera that also works with the car's autonomous driving and active safety features. There are no cool air intakes below, only sleek lines that run into the rear wheel arches. Now reaching the rear of the Model S, the first thing we find is the well-polished Tesla logo. On each side are the LED brake indicator and reverse lights that wrap around the side of the car for enhanced visibility. On the left side, the charging port can be found. It can be opened by depressing and holding down the rear of the key. Next is a chrome strip with the reversing camera integrated on its underside. Below this and on either side are model designation insignia with a second sensor array integrated into the rear bumper. Right at the very bottom are reflectors and a very modest diffuser. Now we've completed our exterior in-depth tour, let's move inside. Like Porsche, the Tesla key represents the generic shape of the car. It can't be used to open the doors like the key in the Model X, but it can be used to lock and unlock the car and open the front and rear boot. With a double depress, the car is now ready to enter. In addition to keyless entry, the car also has keyless go. With the handles extended, the door can be easily opened with a light pull. The interior is upholstered in high-quality black leather and Alcantara headlining in this with aluminium piping and dark ash wood inlays. There's no POV interior tour here, so I'll start my interior in-depth tour with the doors. The panel is mainly upholstered in leather, with the same bent aluminium piping as the Model X, meaning there's no need to fabricate a separate piece for a door handle. Furthest forward is the door relief. The large smooth section beneath has an armrest moulded at the bottom. The slim gap between this and the next segment run down to the electric window and mirror controls, lock and unlock, and the door speaker. The sill area is neither low nor wide, and it shouldn't be, considering this is meant to be a car of convenience. Ingress and egress was a very simple process. Just as in the Model X, there are no levers or buttons. As you rise up, there is only the first ash inlay and manually adjustable air vent. There is quite a lot of travel in the vent's action. The leather-upholstered, multifunctional steering wheel feels quite thick. There are scroll wheels and direct select buttons on each side. On the left, for the left section of the driver's screen, and skip track button. On the right, torque, right side of the driver's screen, and additional settings. The display itself is broken into three main areas: left and right, which can be interchanged and share most options, and vehicle status centrally. Options for the clock, media, temperature, energy usage, and calendar can be selected on the right. The integrated button to the left offers controls for aircon, sunroof, and cruise, meaning the driver can access all of these without taking their hand off the steering wheel. The only addition found on the left-hand side is the nav display option. The left stalk behind the wheel can be used to control the car's autopilot with a simple press or push. There's a very minimalistic Alcantara headliner in front and a second air vent to the left of the wheel. Below is a small hazard light button. Centrally sits a 17-inch display that is a key interior characteristic of any Tesla to date. The myriad of controls begins with the small symbols at the top, the first showing remaining battery capacity, charge limit and type. The next icon along presents generic model information. Below, we start the main option menu with the media controls. The car comes with AM, FM and DAB digital radio, with easily accessible controls. Tesla also provides the car with its own Spotify account, although the user can input their own. There is also another music streaming service called TuneIn that comes default with the car. Next along is navigation, which is manipulated using the typical pinch and spread gestures. The red icons represent Tesla supercharger locations, which can be manually or automatically routed to, with the car scheduling a supercharger stop in if the remaining range is insufficient for the journey ahead. There is also a calendar function that can be synced with your smartphone. Next we can see efficiency information about the most recent drives. Here I also demonstrate the ability to swap top and bottom screens, as well as maximize and minimize. Next is a Wi-Fi browser function, with the reversing camera after, and coming last, phone connectivity. Below is a band with controls of volume, dual zone seat heating and ventilation, as well as zone heating and ventilation, and finally, a tab to enter further controls. The first option screen we come to can be used to adjust colour and brightness of the display, as well as display power management mode. The exterior and interior lights can also be turned on and off. Finally, each door can be independently locked or unlocked. The next option screen provides controls for the large sunroof above that can be halted at any point. Next is manual adjustments for the car's smart air suspension, with the driver controls after. These can be used to switch the car from normal to sport, and to the even faster Ludicrous mode. Simply depress for 5 seconds, wait for the animation, and then either accept or decline the message. As we won't actually be testing Ludicrous mode, I'll switch it back to Sport. Under are controls for the car's creep function, regenerative braking and long range mode. Under this is an option to view the car's general trip information, with the display options we saw at the beginning next. The final screen here displays options for e-brake and to turn the car off. There is also a settings screen option for apps, driver profiles, language and units, mirrors, lights and climate control, extra door controls, further safety and security functions, further display controls, home link for gate and doors, driver assistance for autopilot, lane checking, auto park and speed assistance, and finally a service schedule screen. Below the screen is a small storage area with 2 concealed cup holders below. Behind this is another small storage area when the flap is pushed up. Within are the aux inputs and 12-volt socket. At the rear of the central column are 2 leather upholstered armrests that can be pushed back to reveal 2 further cup holders. The front seats here are upholstered in black leather with a multi-pattern design. They are 12-way electrically adjustable with memory functions where controls are found to the sides. The headrests almost have a floating appearance due to the way they're fixed to the main body. Above these, we can take a better look at the large tinted sunroof. Moving back to the dash, the dark ash extends over the glove compartment just after another air vent. To open this compartment, simply depress the small button to its right. It's illuminated and quite spacious, but not auto-closing. As with the Model X, but not to quite the same extent, the rear of the Model S is very airy and spacious. As with the front, it's also easy to enter and exit. There's a small reading light along the pillar that can be manually turned on or off. Moving centrally, there are 2 manually adjustable air vents for rear occupants and dual USB inputs below with concealed cup holders in the compartment at the bottom. As we've almost covered the interior, let's move outside to look at the car's remaining storage capacity. The rear boot can be opened by clicking the rear of the key twice. With the rear seats down, up to 1,795 litres of storage space is available. Even with the seats in position, boot space is still impressive. The rear boot lid can be closed by pushing it down, or by depressing the button on the underside. At the front, there's a further 150 litres of storage space, demonstrating one of the biggest advantages of using an electric car. There is also a small Tesla first aid kit. Moving back into the car briefly, there are sun visors with non-illuminated vanity mirrors, with a slim-line rear-view mirror centrally, and reading lights and home link setup. So that concludes my in-depth tour of the 2017 Tesla Model S P100D with Ludicrous mode. This video was made possible by EVHire, so make sure to check them out using the direct link in my bio. Please subscribe for the latest content, and until next time, thanks for watching.